Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Bharakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavam Sha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatambitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saidam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Paran Sahagana Lalita Shivishikam Vitamscha Om Agyana Timrandasya Gyanajana Shalakaya Chakshurun Milidam Yena Tasma Shri Gurave Namah Gorva Bhishtam Supurakam Garganara Sisha Sambhushitam Chintya Chintya Samasta Veda Nipanam Shri Rupa Patanugam Govindabhidam Ujwalam Bharatanam Bhaktyan Vidam Sundaram Mande Vishwagurun Shah Divyad Bhagavat Prem Nawe Bija Pradam Devam Divyatanum Suchanda Varanam Balarka Chelan Shitam Sandrananda Puram Sadeka Varanam Vairagya Vidyamburim Sri Siddhanta Nidhim Subhakti Lasitam Saraswatanam Baram Bandetam Shubharam Mareka Sharanam Nyashishvara Shridaram Vanshakopatarubyascha Kripa Sindhu Bhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Mahabaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gauratavishe Namah. So we're hearing from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, with translation and commentary by Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. This is Adi-lila, chapter 16, the pastimes of the Lord in his childhood and youth. Kripa Shuddha Saridyasya Vishvam Aplavayanti Api Nityagaiva Sadabhati Tam Chaitanya Prabhum Bhaje. I worship Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, whose nectarian mercy flows like a great river, inundating the entire universe. Just as a river flows downstream, Lord Chaitanya especially extends himself to the fallen. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaurabhakta Vrinda. All glories to Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all glories to Lord Nityananda, all glories to Advaita Chandra, and all glories to all the devotees of the Lord. Jiyat Kaishora Chaitanya Murti Matya Grihashramad Lakshmi Architota Vagdevya Disham Jayi Jayad Shalat. Long live Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his Kaishora age. Both the goddess of fortune and the goddess of learning worshipped him. The goddess of learning, Saraswati, worshipped him in his victory over the scholar who had conquered all the world. And the goddess of fortune, Lakshmi Devi, worshipped him at home. Since he is therefore the husband or lord of both goddesses, I offer my obeisances unto him. Eta Kaishora-lila Sutranubandha Sishyagana Padaite Korila Aramba. At the age of 11, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu began to teach students. This marks the beginning of his Kaishora age. Shata Shata Shishya Sange Sada Adyapan Vyakya Shuni Sarva Loker Chamat Kitaman. As soon as the Lord became a teacher, many students came to him, every one of them astonished to hear his mode of explanation. Sarva Shastri Sarva Pandit Paya Parajai Vinoy Bhangite Karo Dukkha Nahi Hoy. The Lord defeated all kinds of scholars in discourses about all the scriptures, yet because of his gentle behavior, none of them were unhappy. Vivida Odatya Kore Sishyagan Sange Janabite Jalakeli Kore Nanarange. The Lord as a teacher performed various kinds of pranks in his sporting pastimes in the water of the Ganges. Kata Dine Koila Prabhu Bhangate Gaman Jaha Jahanjaya Tahan Laojai Nama Sankirtan. After some days, the Lord went to East Bengal, and wherever he went, he introduced the Sankirtan movement. Vidyara Prabhava Deki Chamatkarachite Shata Shata Paduya Asi Lagila Padite. Struck with wonder by the influence of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's intellectual prowess, many hundreds of students came to the Lord and began studying under his direction. Deshi Vipranam Mishra Tapan Nischay Koritenare Sadhya Sanan. In East Bengal, there was a Brahmin named Tapan Mishra who could not ascertain the objective of life or how to attain it. Bahu Shastre Bahu Bhakye Chite Brahmahoy Sadhya Sarana Shrestha Na Hoy Nischoy. If one becomes a bookworm, reading many books and scriptures and hearing many commentaries and the instructions of many men, this will produce doubt within his heart. One cannot in this way ascertain the real goal of life. Swapne ek viprakohe shunaha tapan nimai pandita pashe koraha gaman. Tapan Mishra, being thus bewildered, was directed by a Brahmin in a dream to go to Nimai Pandit, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this is significant, where it mentions here. If one becomes a bookworm, reading many books and scriptures and hearing many commentaries and instructions of many men, this will produce doubt within his heart. One cannot in this way ascertain the real goal of life. So there's some indication here that someone who is just very much absorbed in the path of Gyan cannot really understand how to proceed properly in devotional service. So Tapan Mishra had read many books and he'd heard many different opinions, and this only produced some doubt within him. Teho tomar sadhyasaran koribe nischoy sakat Ishwara teho nahika samshoy. Because he is the Lord, Ishwara, the Brahman told him, undoubtedly he can give you proper direction. So a Brahman in a dream told Tapan Mishra to go to Nimai Pandit, who was visiting there in East Bengal, and that Brahman told him that Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Lord. He can give you some good instruction. Swapna deki Mishra se Prabhur charane swapnera britanta sab koila nivedane. After seeing the dream, Tapan Mishra came to the shelter of Lord Chaitanya's lotus feet, and he described all the details of the dream to the Lord. Prabhu tushta hoya sadhya sarana kohila nama sankirtan kora upadesha koila. The Lord, being satisfied, instructed him about the object of life and the process for attaining it. He instructed him that the basic principle of success is to chant the holy name of the Lord, the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Tara Icha Prabhu Sange Navadipe Basi Prabhu Adi-lila Tumi Jao Varanashi. Tapan Mishra desired to live with the Lord in Navadip, but the Lord asked him to go to Varanashi, Benares. Tahanama Sange Tomar Habe Darshan Agyapayan Mishra Koilan Kashite Gaman. The Lord assured Tapan Mishra that they would meet again in Varanashi. Receiving this order, Tapan Mishra went there. So this is preceding Mahaprabhu's sannyas by many years, quite some years, and yet this is an indication of Mahaprabhu's future lila or pastimes in Benares or Varanashi. Prabhur atarka lila bhujidena pari swasanga janaya kini pataya kashipuri. I cannot understand inconceivable pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. For although Tapan Mishra wanted to live with him in Navadip, the Lord advised him to go to Varanashi. E mata bangara loker koila mahahita namadiya bhakta koila panaya pandita. In this way, Mahaprabhu contributed the greatest benefit to the people of East Bengal by initiating them into Harinam, the chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and making them learned scholars by educating them. E mata bange Prabhu kore nana lila eta nabadipe Lakshmi virahe duki hoila. Because the Lord was engaged in various ways in preaching work in East Bengal, his wife, Lakshmi Devi, was very unhappy at home in separation from her husband. So first we hear of Tapan Mishra wanted to be with Mahaprabhu in Navadip, but the Lord sent him to Varanashi, which also is a city of many impersonalists, many Mayavadis. So this is a very stark situation, and yet Tapan Mishra accepted the order of the Lord, and he went to live there in Varanashi. It's interesting also that later Tapan Mishra would continue to live in Varanashi, and later he became the father of Raghunath Bhatta Goswami. Because the Lord was engaged in various ways in preaching work in East Bengal, his wife, Lakshmi Devi, was very unhappy at home in separation from her husband. Prabhur viraha sarpa lakmire damshila viraha sarpa vishetara paraloka hoila. The snake of separation bit Lakshmi Devi, and its poison caused her death. Thus she passed to the next world. She went back home, back to Godhead. So when the Lord was in East Bengal, his wife Lakshmi passed away, and here it's indicated by the snake of separation, which bit her. Antare janila Prabhu jate antarjami deshare aila Prabhu sachi dukkha jani. Lord Chaitanya knew about the disappearance of Lakshmi Devi because he is the Super Soul himself. Thus he returned home to solace his mother, Sachi Devi, who was greatly unhappy about the death of her daughter-in-law. Gariyaila Prabhu Bahu Loyadanajan Tattva Jnane Koila Sachir Dukkha Vimochan. When the Lord returned home, bringing with him great wealth and many followers, he spoke to Sachi Devi about transcendental knowledge to relieve her of the grief she was suffering. Sishyagan loya puna vidyara bilas vidyabole sabajini odatya prakash. After coming back from East Bengal, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu again began educating others. By the strength of his education, he conquered everyone, and thus he was greatly proud. Tabe Vishnupriya Thakur Ranir Parinoy Tabita Korila Prabhu Digvijayi Jai. Then Lord Chaitanya married Vishnupriya, the goddess of fortune, and thereafter he conquered a champion of learning named Keshav Kashmiri. Vrindavanadas iha korijachya vistar sruta nahi koridosha gunara bijar. Vrindavanadas Thakur has previously elaborately described this. That which is clear need not be scrutinized, for good qualities and faults. Say Amshako Hitare Kori Namaskar, Jashuni Digvijayi Koila Apana Dikkar. After offering my obeisances to Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur, I shall try to describe that portion of the Lord's analysis which, when he heard it, made the Digvijayi feel himself condemned. Joshna Bhati Ratri Prabhu Sishyagan Sange Vasijachan Gangatiri Vidyara Prasange. Once on a full moon, the Lord was sitting on the bank of the Ganges with his many disciples and discussing literary topics. So here, everything here has been summarized in a few verses. That Mahaprabhu, after sending Tapan Mishra to Varanashi, he returned home to East Bengal. During his absence, his wife Lakshmi Devi has passed away. Then his mother, it's described by Vrindavan Das Thakur, his mother became apprehensive that she thought, now that Lakshmi Devi has passed away, that Nimai, now that his wife is gone, will also take sannyas like Vishnupriya, and that she'll be left unprotected. So this is her concern, and shortly thereafter, Mahaprabhu himself brought up the topic of marrying Vishnupriya, and in this way reassured his mother that he wasn't going to just leave. Then also, here we're beginning, so Lakshmi has passed away, the Lord is remarried, and now we proceed to the description of Mahaprabhu's defeating the Digvijayi Pandit, a great scholar from Kashmir who came there to Navadip because Navadip was renowned for its scholarship. And the Digvijayi Pandit had traveled all over and had defeated everyone, so he went to Navadip with the idea that he will defeat the scholars there and thus further establish his reputation. So Jochnavati Ratri Prabhu Sishya Sishyagan Sange Vasijachin Gangatire Vidyara Prasange. Once on a full moon night, the Lord was sitting on the bank of the Ganges with his many disciples and discussing literary topics. Hinakali Digvijayi Tahayala Gangare Bandana Kori Prabhure Milila. Coincidentally, Kashmiri Pandit came there. While offering his prayers to Mother Ganges, he met Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Basailatare Prabhu Adara Korea Digvijay Kohimani Avagya Korea. The Lord received him with adoration, but because Keshav Kashmiri was very proud, he talked to the Lord very inconsiderately. Vyakaran Padaha Nimai Pandita Tomaranam Bhaya Shastre Loki Tomar Kohe Gunagram. I understand that you are a teacher of grammar, he said, and that your name is Nimai Pandit. People speak very highly of your teaching of beginner's grammar. So here Digvijayi Pandit is talking down to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saying, yes, I've heard about you, that you're good at teaching new students beginner's grammar. Vyakaran madhye jani parahak kalapa shunilun pangite tomar sishyara sanlapa. I understand that you teach Kalapa Vyakaran. I have heard that your students are very expert and the word jugglery of this grammar. There are many scholars of grammar in the Sanskrit language, the most famous of which are the systems of Panini and Kalapa and Kaumudi grammars. There were different branches of grammatical knowledge, and a student of grammar was supposed to study them all in 12 years. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who was famous as Nimai Pandit, taught grammar to his students and became expert in dealing with the word jugglery of complicated grammar. Almost everyone expert in studying grammar interprets the Shastras in many ways by changing the root meanings of their words. A student of grammar can sometimes completely change the meaning of a sentence by juggling grammatical rules. Keshav Kashmiri indirectly taunted Lord Chaitanya by implying that although he was a great teacher of grammar, such grammatical jugglery of root meanings did not require great expertise. This was a challenge to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu because it was prearranged that Keshav Kashmiri would have to discuss the Shastras with Nimai Pandit. From the very beginning, he wanted to bluff the Lord. Thus the Lord spoke as follows. Prabhu kohe vyakaran parai abhiman kori sishyate na bujayami bujaite nari. The Lord says, yes, I am known as a teacher of grammar, but factually I cannot impress my students with grammatical knowledge, nor can they understand me very well. Since Keshav Kashmiri was a little puffed up, the Lord increased his artificial pride by presenting himself as subordinate to him. Thus he flattered him as follows. Kahan tumi sarva shastre kabite praveen kahanami sabi sishu bharuya nabeen. My dear sir, whereas you are a very learned scholar in all sorts of scriptures and are very much experienced in composing poetry, I am only a boy, a new student, and nothing more. So Mahaprabhu further increases the pride of the Pandit and relegates himself as a junior to this learned Pandit. Tomara kabitra kichu shunite hoiman kripa kore kora jadi gangara barnan. Therefore, I desire to hear your skill in composing poetry. We could hear this if you would mercifully describe the glory of Mother Ganges. Shunya brahmanas garbe barnite lagila gati ek shata shlok kangara barnila. When the Brahman Keshav Kashmiri heard this, he became still more puffed up, and within 1 hour he composed 100 verses describing Mother Ganges. Shunya korila prabhu bahuta satkar toma sama prativite kabi nahiyar. The Lord praised him, saying, Sir, there is no greater poet than you in the entire world. Tomara kabit shlok bujite karashakti Tumi Bala Jana Arta Kimba Saraswati. Your poetry is so difficult that no one can understand it but you and Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning. Replying to Keshav Kashmiri sarcastically, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu indirectly minimized the value of his poetry by saying, yes, your compositions are so nice that no one but you and your worshipful mother, the goddess of learning, can understand them. Keshav Kashmiri was a favorite devotee of Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning. But Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as the master of the goddess of learning, has the right to speak sarcastically of her devotees. In other words, although Keshav Kashmiri was proud of being favored by the goddess of learning, he did not know that she is controlled by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself because he is the Supreme Personality of God. So this is not immediately perceptible to Keshav Kashmiri, that he says, yes, you have done composed such nice verses, and these verses can really only be understood by you and Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning. So someone may not catch that, but Mahaprabhu is saying that dismissing it to a certain extent, we can say the poetry of the Kashmiri Pandit by saying it's very complicated. Only you and Saraswati can understand it. Ek shlokararta jari kora nijamuke shunisab lokatabe paibla barasuke. Still, this will pass as a compliment to the Keshav Kashmiri, although it has sarcasm there within. But if you explain, Mahaprabhu continues, but if you explain the meaning of one verse, we can all hear it from your own mouth and thus be very happy. Tabe digvijayi vyakyana shloka puchila shata shlokar ek shlok prabhu tapadila. The digvijayi, Keshav Kashmiri, inquired which verse he wanted explained. The Lord then recited one of the 100 verses Keshav Kashmiri had composed. So he said these verses very quickly. The Pandit, the Digvijayi Pandit, said the verses very quickly. So then Mahaprabhu says, we'll analyze one verse, and then the Kashmiri Pandit says, oh, which verse would you like to analyze? Then Mahaprabhu recites one verse, just from memory. Mahatvam Gangaya Satatam Idam Abhati Nitaram Yad Esha Sri Vishnos Charana Kamalotpatis Suvaga Dvitiya Sri Lakshmi Eva Suranarar Archa Charana Bhavani Bharturya Shirasi Vibhavati Adbhuta Guna. The greatness of Mother Ganges always brilliantly exists. She is the most famous. She is the most fortunate. The greatness of Mother Ganges always brilliantly exists. She is the most fortunate because she emanated from the lotus feet of Sri Vishnu, the personality of Godhead. She is the second goddess of fortune, and therefore she is always worshipped both by demigods and by humanity. Endowed with all wonderful qualities, she flourishes on the head of Lord Shiva. Shlokanartakora Prabhu Jaribaila Vishmitahaya Digvijayi Prabhure Puchila. When Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked him to explain the meaning of this verse, the champion, very much astonished, inquired from him as follows. Janjavata prayami shloka padila taramadye shloka tumi kaiche kante koila. I recited all the verses like the blowing wind. How could you completely learn by heart even one among those verses? Prabhu kohe devara bari tumi kabibar aiche devara bare keho hoy shrutidar. The Lord replied, by the greatness of the Lord, someone may become a great poet, and similarly, by his grace, someone else may become a great shrutidar who can memorize anything immediately. In this connection, shrutidar is a very important word. Shruti means hearing, and dar means one who can capture. Formerly, before the beginning of Kali Yuga, almost everyone, especially among the intelligent men, the Brahmins, was a shrutidar. As soon as a student heard any of the Vedic wisdom from his master, he would remember it forever. There was no need to refer to books, and therefore there were no written books in those days. The spiritual master delivered the Vedic hymns and their explanations to the student who would then remember them forever without consulting books. To become a shrutidar, one who can remember simply by hearing, is a great achievement for a student. In the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says, Yajad vibhutimat sattvam shrimad urjitam evava tattad evavagachatvam mama tejomsha sambhavam. Know that all opulent, beautiful, and glorious creations spring from but a spark of my splendor. As soon as we find anything extraordinary, we should understand that such an extraordinary manifestation is the special grace of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied to the champion, Keshav Kashmiri, that just as he was greatly proud of being a favorite devotee of Mother Saraswati, so someone else, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, being favored by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, could become a Shrutidar, and thus memorize anything immediately simply by hearing it. So immediately, Keshav Kashmiri is surprised that Mahaprabhu can recite one out of 100 verses spoken very quickly and recite it back to the Pandit, to the Digvijayi Pandit. Mahaprabhu heard this and remembered. Then, when he's surprised, the Pandit said, "How could you remember that verse?" And Mahaprabhu says, "Someone may be a great Pandit or scholar by the grace of the Lord, and someone may be a Shrutidar who can just remember having heard something once." Shlokana arta koila vipra payasantosh prabhuko hekaha shloker kibagunadosh. Satisfied by the statement of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Brahmin Keshav Kashmiri explained the quoted verse. Then the Lord said, "Now kindly explain the special qualities and faults in the verse." Viprako he shloki nahe doshara abash upama lankara guna kichu anuprash. The Brahmin replied, "There is not a tinge of fault in that verse, rather it has the good qualities of similes and alliteration." So, in this way, Keshav Kashmiri is dismissive of the Lord. He says, "There's nothing wrong with this verse. It's perfectly fine. It's a nice verse that I've composed. So, let's accept it at that. But Prabhu kohin kohijadi na koraharosh kahatomare shloke kiba achidos." The Lord said, "My dear sir, I may say something to you if you will not become angry. Can you explain the faults in this verse?" So now the Keshav Kashmiri finds that Mahaprabhu wants to know about the faults in this verse, and at the same time, Keshav Kashmiri is very dismissive. He doesn't want to deal with this. He just wants to say, "This verse is fine. I don't have to explain anything. Let's go on from here." Pratibara kavyatomar devata santoshe balomate vicharile jani gunadoshe. There is no doubt that your poet, Mahaprabhu says, there is no doubt that your poetry is full of ingenuity, and certainly it has satisfied the Supreme Lord. Yet if we scrutinizingly consider it, we can find both good qualities and faults. Tate balo kore shloka korahabichar kabi kohe je kohile se vedasar. The Lord concluded, "Now, therefore, let us carefully scrutinize this verse." The poet replied, "Yes, the verse you have recited is perfectly correct. This verse is perfectly fine. There's nothing really to discuss here. Vyakaraniya tumi nahi pada alankar tumi ki janibe e kavit verasar." You are an ordinary student of grammar. What do you know about literary embellishments? You cannot review this poetry because you don't know anything about it. Keshav Kashmiri first wanted to bluff Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by saying that since he was not an advanced student in literary style, he could not review a verse full of metaphors and literary ornaments. This argument has some basis, in fact. Unless one is a medical man, he cannot criticize a medical man. Unless one is a lawyer, he cannot criticize a lawyer. Therefore, Keshav Kashmiri first deprecated the Lord's position because Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was to the champion a student of grammar. How could he dare criticize a great poet like him? Lord Chaitanya, therefore, criticized the poet in a different way. He said that although he was certainly not advanced in a literary career, he had heard from others how to criticize such poetry, and as a Shrutidar, possessing a complete memory, could understand the process for such a review. So Mahaprabhu is presenting this in a very humble way, almost as if he's inquisitive, just to inquire from the Pandit about an analysis of his own work. So it almost seems like an exercise that the Kashmiri Pandit should just go ahead and talk about the virtues of the verse But the Pandit is a little annoyed because Mahaprabhu says, now, first let us see if there are any faults in this verse. And the Pandit says, oh, there's no faults in this verse. And then Mahaprabhu says, yes, but let us analyze it. Let us see. Then, Prabhu kohanateva puchiye tomare vichariya gunadosh bujahamare. Taking a humble position, Mahaprabhu said, because I am not on your level, I have asked you to teach me by explaining the faults and good qualities in your poetry. Nahi padi alankara koryache shravan tate shloke deki bahudosha gun. Certainly I have not studied the art of literary embellishments, but I have heard about it from higher circles, and thus I can review this verse and find in it many faults and many good qualities. Kabhi kohe kaha deki kon gunadosh Prabhu kohen kohe shuna na koriyarosh. The poet said, all right, let me see what good qualities and faults you have found. The Lord replied, let me speak and please hear me without becoming angry. So the poet is already a little weary of the whole situation because he doesn't want to engage in this exercise, and he thinks that he's perfectly right in declaring that this verse is free of fault, and he thinks that the Lord is pushing him now, and that it's some kind of exercise for the Lord to just deal with this in a scholarly way. Pancha doshe shloke pancha. Then the Lord says, okay, all right, since you don't want to discuss it, I'll discuss the verse, and I can say something about it, but please, in my doing so, and don't become angry. I just want you to hear, and we'll discuss this. Panchadosh, Shloke, Panchalankar, Kramyami, Koheshuna, Korahabichar. My dear sir, in this verse, there are 5 faults and 5 literary ornaments. I shall state them one after another. Kindly hear me and then give your judgment. Avimrishta videyamsa duitai china virudamate bhagna krama punar atta doshatin. In this verse, the fault of of Vimrishta Videyamsa occurs twice, and the faults of Virudamati, Bhagnakrama, and Punarata occur once each. Now this is the Lord Mahaprabhu is proceeding, and he gives the correct and very literary names for the faults which he says exist in the poem. So this must be very disconcerting for the Kashmiri Pandit, because the Lord has started out his analysis of the faults by giving very, very precise terms for all the faults found in the verse. In this verse, the fault of Amrishta Videyamsa occurs twice, and the fault of Virudamati, Bhagnakrama, and Punarata occur once each. Gangara Mahatva Shloke Mula Videya Idam Shabde Anuvad Pache Avideya. The glorification of the Ganges, Mahatvam Gangaya, is the principal unknown subject matter in this verse, and the known subject matter is indicated by the word idam, which has been placed after the unknown. Videya age kohe pache kohile anuvad elagi shlokararta koryache bara. Because you have placed the known subject at the end and that which is unknown at the beginning, the composition is faulty, and the meaning of the word, of the words has become doubtful. So you place the known subject at the end, and that which is unknown at the beginning, the composition is faulty, and the meaning of the words has become doubtful. Anuvadam anukvaiva nadvideyam udirayat na alabdas padam kinchit kutrachit praditishthati. Without first mentioning what is known, one should not introduce the unknown, for that which has no solid basis can never be established anywhere. Dvitiya Sri Lakshmi Ihan Dvitiyatva Videya Samase Gona Hoila Shabdarta Kela Koe. In the word Dvitiya Sri Lakshmi, a second all opulent goddess of fortune, the quality of being a second Lakshmi is the unknown. In making this compound word, the meaning became secondary and the originally intended meaning was lost. Dvitiya Shabda Videya Taha Padila Samvase Lakmira Samata Arta Korila Vinashe. Because the word Dvitiya, second, is the unknown, in its combination in this compound word, the intended meaning of equality with Lakshmi is lost. So here we can see that Mahaprabhu is pointing out first some faulty composition. So this is not so devastating because Mahaprabhu is presenting himself as a student of grammar, so he's pointing out some mistakes in the grammatical composition of the verse. Now, as the Lord proceeds in his analysis, we as readers or listeners, we may not be aware of all the grammatical mistakes that the Digvijayi Pandit has made, because we don't, of course, understand Sanskrit grammar. But some of the faults which the Lord will point out go far beyond the grammatical faults. So Mahaprabhu is just proceeding nicely, and the Digvijayi Pandit is becoming a little more and more alarmed. Avimurishta videyam sa edo sharanam ara ek doshache shunaha sabadan. Not only is there the fault of avimurishta videyamsa, but there is also another fault which I shall point out to you. Kindly hear me with great attention. Bhavani Bhartri Shabda Dile Payasantosh Viruramati Kritnama E Mahadosh. Here is another great fault. You have arranged the word Bhavani Bhartri to your great satisfaction, but this betrays the fault of contradiction. Bhavani Shabde Kohe Mahadevara Grihini Tarabarta Kohile Dvitiya Bharta Jani. The word Bhavani means the wife of Lord Shiva. But when we mention her husband, one might conclude that she has another husband. Shiva Patnira Bharta Iha Shunite Viruda Mati Krit Shabda Shastre Nahi Shuddha. It is contradictory to hear that Lord Shiva's wife has another husband. The use of such words in literature creates the fault called Viruda Mati Krit. Brahmana Patnir Bhartar Haste Dehodan Shabda Shunite Hoy Dvitiya Bharta Gyan. If someone says, place this charity in the hand of the husband of the wife of the Brahmin, when we hear these contradictory words, we immediately understand that the Brahmin's wife has another husband. If someone says, place this charity in the hand of the husband of the wife of the Brahmin, when we hear these contradictory words, we can immediately understand that the Brahmin's wife has another husband. Because we wouldn't say, give this to the husband of the wife of the Brahmin. We would just say, give this to the Brahmin. But here, as Mahaprabhu says, if someone says, place this charity in the hand of the husband of the wife of the Brahmin, when we hear these contradictory words, we immediately understand the Brahmin's wife has another husband. So this is very clear, it's very logical. And this is really a strong point to say about a mistake in a verse that the Kashmiri Pandit has composed of. We all know that Bhavani means the wife of Lord Shiva, and yet here it mentions, here's another great fault. You have arranged the word Bhavani Bhartri to your great satisfaction, but this betrays the fault of contradiction. Bhavani Bhartri, the husband of Bhavani. But everyone knows the word Bhavani means the wife of Lord Shiva. So why would you say the husband of Bhavani? It's like, as Mahaprabhu points out, give this to the husband of the wife of the Brahmin. It's very convoluted, and it gives you a wrong understanding. Makes you think that the Brahmin's wife has another husband. So if you say Bhavani Bhartri, then it makes you think that Lord Shiva's wife, Bhavani, has another husband. Vidavati Kriyaya Bhakya Sangapuna Visheshan Adbhuta Gune Punar Atadushan. The statement by the word vivati, flourishes, is complete, qualifying it with the adjective adbhuta guna, wonderful qualities, creates the fault of redundancy. Tina pade anuprashna deki anupam ekapade nahi e dosha bhagnakram. There is extraordinary alliteration in 3 lines of the verse, But in one line, there is no such alliteration. This is the fault of deviation. Jajjapiye shloka che panchalankar, a panchadoshe shloka koila chardikar. Although there are 5 literary ornaments decorating this verse, the entire verse has been spoiled by these 5 most faulty presentations. Dashalangari jari ek shloka hoy, ek doshe saba alankara hoy koi. If there are 10 literary ornaments in a verse, but even one faulty expression, the entire verse is nullified. So Mahaprabhu has indicated, yes, 5 mistakes in this verse. One of them is very prominent, but they're all literary mistakes, and therefore the verse is subject to criticism. Sundar Sharira Jaichi Bhushana Bhushita Ek Shveta Kushte Jaichi Koraye Bigita. One's beautiful body may be decorated with jewels, but one spot of white leprosy makes the entire body abominable. The great sage Bharata Muni, an authority on poetic metaphor, has given his opinion in this connection as follows. So even though this verse may be very nicely embellished with literary ornaments, because if there was only one glaring mistake, that would be enough to make the verse very faulty, because it's being presented as poetry, the glorification of Mother Ganges. So this would be something that would be very wrong with the composition, to find so many mistakes in the verse. Then how could you say that verse was free from mistakes? And this is very devastating, this kind of analysis by Mahaprabhu. Rasalankar vatkavyam doshayuk chedvibhushitam shad vapu sundaram api svitre naikena durbagam rasalankara vatkavyam doshayuk chedvibhushitam Shadvapu sundaramapi svitre naik kena durbagam. As one's body, although well decorated with ornaments, is made unfortunate by even one spot of white leprosy, so an entire poem is made useless by a fault despite alliteration, similes, and metaphors. So an entire poem is made useless by a fault comparable to a spot of white leprosy. Now, what I've seen, white leprosy, is related to the loss of pigmentation in the body, and therefore one sees that the loss of pigmentation has caused spots and areas which are discolored on one's body, that because the pigmentation is going out and becomes, then the body, although there's a natural color, will see these spots of loss of pigmentation. And of course, it's hard to, although it's not something fatal usually, it still is seen as not giving a very beautiful aspect. Pancha alankarer ebeshunaha bichar dui shabda alankar tinarta alankar. Now hear the description of the 5 literary embellishments. There are 2 ornaments of sound and 3 ornaments of meaning. Shabda alankar tin pari ache anuprash Sri Lakshmi shabde punar Uktavadabas. There is a sound ornament of alliteration in 3 lines, and in the combination of the words Shri and Lakshmi, there is the ornament of a tinge of redundancy. Pratama charane panchata karera panti tritiya charane hoy pancha refastiti. In the arrangement of the first line, the letter ta occurs 5 times, and the arrangement of the third line repeats the letter ra 5 times. Chaturta charane chari ba kora prakash ateva shabdalankar anuprash. In the fourth line, the letter ba occurs 4 times. This arrangement of alliteration is a pleasing ornamental use of sound. Shri Shabdi Lakshmi Shabde Ek Vastu Ukta Punar Ukta Prayabhashi Nahi Punar Ukta. Although the words Shri and Lakshmi convey the same meaning and are therefore almost redundant, they are nevertheless not redundant. Because although Shri and Lakshmi, Shri is also can be referred to the goddess as Shri. We can one name of Lakshmi, but at the same time we use Shri. Shri is a term for a person there to show respect. Therefore, although there is some redundancy, they are not incompatible, the words Shri and Lakshmi. Although there's some redundancy, still it sounds very nice. Although the words Shri and Lakshmi convey the same meaning and are therefore almost redundant, they are nevertheless not redundant. Shri Jukta Lakshmi Arte Artera Vibed Punar Uktavad Abash Shubda Lankara Bed. Describing Lakshmi as possessed of Shri opulence offers a difference in meaning with a tinge of repetition. This is the second ornamental use of words. The Mahaprabhu, it would seem this would be a normal way of referring to Lakshmi, and as Mahaprabhu was saying, there might be considered to be a touch of redundancy, but it sounds very nice. So Mahaprabhu lists this as a good quality. Whereas the qualities that Mahaprabhu listed as bad qualities or mistakes, faults, are much more, once one sees them, they're very much more prominent than the good quality of describing Lakshmi as Sri Lakshmi. Lakshmi Eva Arta Lankar Upama Prakash Ara Arta Lankar Ache Nama Virodabas. The use of the words Lakshmi Eva, like Lakshmi, manifests the ornament of meaning called upama, analogy. There is also the further ornament of meaning called virodabas, or contradictory indication. Gangante Kamala Janme Shabara Subodha Kamale Gangara Janma Adyante Viroda. Everyone knows that lotus flowers grow in the water of the Ganges, but to say that the Ganges takes birth from a lotus flower seems extremely contradictory. So everyone knows lotus flowers grow in the Ganges. But to say that the Ganges itself grows from a lotus flower, that seems very contradictory, Mahaprabhu says. But that is actually the case, and therefore it has some beauty there. Ihan Vishnupada Padme Gangar Utpati Viroda Lankara Iha Mahachamat Kriti. The existence of Mother Ganges begins from the lotus feet of the Lord. Although this statement that water comes from a lotus flower is a contradiction in connection with Lord Vishnu, it is a great wonder. Ishvara Chintya Shakti Gangara Prakash. ihate viroda nahi virodabas. In this birth of the Ganges, by the inconceivable potency of the Lord, there is no contradiction, although it appears contradictory. Ambujam ambuni jatam kvachid apina na jatam abujadambu murabidi tad viparitam parambojan maha nadi jata. Everyone knows that lotus flowers grow in the water, but water never grows from a lotus. All such contradictions, however, are wonderfully possible in Krishna. The great river Ganges has grown from his lotus feet. Ambujam ambuni jatam kvachid apina jatam ambujadambu murabidita viparitam parambojanma mahanadi jata. Gangara Mahatva Shabda Sharanatahar Vishnu Pati Anuman Alankar. Everyone knows that lotus flowers grow in the water, but water never grows from a lotus. All such contradictions, however, are wonderfully possible in Krishna. The great river Ganges has grown from his lotus feet. The real glory of Mother Ganges is that she has grown from the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu. Such a hypothesis is another ornament called Anuman. Stula e panchadosh panchalankar shukma vichariye jadi achaye apar. I have simply discussed the 5 gross faults and 5 literary embellishments of this verse, but if we consider it in fine detail, we will find unlimited faults. Prativa kabitva tomar devata prasare abhichara kabye abhasha pade dosha pade. You have achieved poetic imagination and ingenuity by the grace of your worshipful demigod, but poetry not well reviewed is certainly subject to criticism. Vichari kavitva koile hoy sunirma shalankara hoyle arta kore jalamar. Vichari kavitva koile hoy sunirma shalankara hoyle arta kore jalamar. Poetic skill used with due consideration is very pure, and with metaphors and analogies, it is dazzling. Shunya prabhurbhyakya digvijayi bismita mukena nisaribhakya pratibha stambita. After hearing the explanation of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the champion poet was struck with wonder. His cleverness stunned. He could not say anything. Kohete chahaye kichu na aishe utar tabi vicharaye mane hoya fanfar. He wanted to say something, but no reply would come from his mouth. He then began to consider this puzzle within his mind. Paduya balaka koila morabudi lop jani Saraswati more Kurijachanakop. This mere boy has blocked my intelligence. I can therefore understand that Mother Saraswati has become angry with me. So Mother Saraswati is the Pandit's worshipful deity, or the Ishta Devata. But he thinks that how has Mother Saraswati allowed me to be defeated by this boy? So I can understand that I've done something wrong, and Mother Saraswati is angry with me. Jai Vyakya Korila Se Manushara Nahi Shakti Nimai Muke Rohe Bole Apane. Saraswati, the wonderful explanation the boy has given could not have been possible for a human being. Therefore, Mother Saraswati must have spoken personally through his mouth. So the Pandit is thinking that how I've been defeated by this boy. It's not possible that a human being could have defeated me. But instead of concluding that Mahaprabhu is not a human being, the Pandit thinks that therefore Mother Saraswati is angry with me, and she must have spoken personally through his mouth to correct me. Eta bhave kohe shuna nimai pandita tabavyakya shuniyami hoilan vishmita. Thinking thus, the Pandit said, "My dear Nimai Pandit, please hear me. Hearing your explanation, I am simply struck with wonder. Alankara nahi pad nahi shastrabhyas kemone sab artha korile pragash." I am surprised you are not a literary student and do not have long experience in studying the Shastras. How have you been able to explain all these critical points? Ihashuni Mahaprabhu ate borarangi tahara ridoi jani kohe kori bangi. Hearing this and understanding the Pandit's heart, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied in a humorous way, Shastrara vichara balo manda nahijani Saraswati je malaya se bolibani. My dear sir, I do not know what is good composition and what is bad. But whatever I have spoken must be understood to have been spoken by Mother Saraswati. And that's almost like making the Pandit think, I knew it. Mother Saraswati spoke through this boy because she's angry with me. My dear sir, I do not, Mahaprabhu says, my dear sir, when he's thinking in this way, Mahaprabhu says, my dear sir, I do not know what is good composition and what is bad, but whatever I have spoken must be understood to have been spoken by Mother Saraswati. Yashuni digvijayi korila nischoy, shishudwari devi more koila parajai. When he heard this judgment from Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Pandit sorrowfully wondered why Mother Saraswati wanted to defeat him through a small boy. Ajitare nibediba kore japadan sishudware koilamore eta apaman. I shall offer prayers and meditation to the goddess of learning. The champion concluded, and ask her why she has insulted me so greatly through this boy. I'll pray to Mother Saraswati and find out and ask her why she's done this. Why has she insulted me through this mere boy? Vastuta Saraswati Ashuda Shloka Korela Bichar Samayatara Buddhi Ached Adi-lila. Saraswati had in fact induced the champion to compose his verse in an impure way. Furthermore, when it was discussed, she covered his intelligence, and thus the Lord's intelligence was triumphant. So Mother Saraswati did this, made him deliberately compose the verse in a wrong way. But whether or not this had happened, he would still be defeated by Mahaprabhu, because the Lord is the husband of the goddess of fortune, Saraswati, and the husband of Lakshmi. So of course the Lord will be triumphant in this consideration, in this challenge to the Pandit. Saraswati had in fact induced the champion to compose his verse in an impure way. Furthermore, when it was discussed, she covered his intelligence, and thus the Lord's intelligence was triumphant. Tabi sishyagan sab hasite lagila tashab nishedi prabhu kabiver. Tabi sishyagan sab hasite lagila tasaba nishedi prabhu kabire kohila. When the poetic champion was thus defeated, all of the Lord's disciples sitting there began to laugh loudly. But Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked them not to do so, and he addressed the poet as follows. So Mahaprabhu's students all began to laugh at the Digvijayi Pandit when he was defeated. But Mahaprabhu showed some respect to the Pandit, and he asked the students not to do this. Tumi Bora Pandit Mahakavi Shiromani Charamuki Bahirai Aiche Kabyabani. You are the most learned scholar and the topmost of all great poets, for otherwise how could such fine poetry come from your mouth? So the pride of the Pandit, you can say he was so proud, and when Mahaprabhu easily defeated him in this discussion, naturally Mahaprabhu's disciples began to laugh. It is a fitting reply to the pride of the Pandit. But at the same time, Mahaprabhu is showing some mercy to the Pandit. So then Mahaprabhu tells his students, don't do this, don't. But Mahaprabhu asked him not to do so, and he addressed the poet as follows. You are the most learned scholar and the topmost of all great poets, for otherwise how could such fine poetry come from your mouth? Tumi Bora Pandit Mahakabi Shiromani Jaramuke Bahirai Aiche Kabyabani Tomara Kabitva Jena Gangajal Dar Tomasa Samakabi Kotana Hidekiar. You are the most learned scholar and the topmost of all great poets, for otherwise how could such fine poetry come from your mouth? Your poetic skill is like the constant flow of the waters of the Ganges. I find no one in the world who can compete with you. Baba Bhuti Jayadev Ara Kalidas Tasabar Kabitve Ache Doshara Prakash. Even in the poetic compositions of such great poets as Baba Bhuti, Jayadev, and Kalidas, there are many examples of faults. Doshaguna Vichar E Alpa Korimani Kabitva Karane Shakti Taha Se Bakani. Such mistakes should be considered negligible. One should see only how such poets have displayed their poetic power. Shai Shabag Kapaya Kichuna Labeamar Sishera Samanamui Nahad Tamar. I am not even fit to be your disciple. Therefore, kindly do not take seriously whatever childish impudence. I am not even fit to be your disciple. Therefore, kindly do not take seriously whatever childish impudence I have shown. So like this, when Mahaprabhu defeats someone, he still does not act proud toward the person and presents himself as, I am not even fit to be your disciple. Mahaprabhu shows respect to the person and acts in a very humble way. Ajibasa Jaha Kale Miliba Abar Shuniba Tomara Muke Shastra Bichar. Please go back home, and tomorrow we will meet again so that I may hear discourses on the Shastras from your mouth. Himati Nijagare Gela Duijan Kaviratre Koila Saraswati Aradan. In this way, both the poet and Mahaprabhu went back to their homes, and at night the poet worshipped Mother Saraswati. Saraswati Swapne Tare Upadesh Koila Sakarishvara Kore Prabhu Ke Janila. In a dream, the goddess informed him of the Lord's position, and the poetic champion could understand that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself. Pratyashe Prabhu Pare Loila Sharan Prabhu Kripa Koila Tara Kandila Bandhan. The next morning the poet came to Lord Chaitanya and surrendered unto his lotus feet. The Lord bestowed his mercy upon him and cut off all his bondage to material attachment. Bhagyabanta Digvijayi Safala Jivan Vidyabole Paila Mahaprabhu Charan. The poetic champion was certainly most fortunate. His life was successful by dint of his vast learning and erudite scholarship, and thus he attained the shelter of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Adi-lila Barni Jachin Brindavanadas Jay Kichu Visesha Ihan Korila Prakash. Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur has described all these incidents elaborately. I have only presented the specific incidents he has not described. Chaitanya Gosayara-lila Amritaradar Sarvendriya Tripta Hoy Shravane Jahar. The nectarian drops of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes can satisfy the senses of everyone who hears them. Shri Rupa Raghunath Parijaras Chaitanya Charitamrita Kohe Krishnadas. Praying at the lotus feet of Shri Rupa and Shri Raghunath, always desiring their mercy, I Krishnadas narrate Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, following in their footsteps. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports to Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi-lila, 16th chapter, describing the pastimes of the Lord in his childhood. Gosh. I think you can sit there instead of sitting on the floor. And then go. Sit there. No. There is better. Hari Haray Nama Krishna Jadavaya Nama
Hari Haray Nama Krishna Jadavaya Namaha
Jadavaya Madhavaya Kaishora-lila Nama
Jadavaya Madhavaya Kaishora-lila Namaha
Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan
Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan
Giridhari Gopinatha Marana Mohan
Giridhari Gopinath Marana Mohan
Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra
Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Sri Advaita Chandra
Garadhara Shiva Sadi Gora Bhakta Vrinda
Garadhara Shiva Sadi Gora Bhakta Vrinda
Jai Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghuna
Jai Rupa Sanatan Bhatta Raghuna
Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghuna
Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghuna
H.I. Gosai Kori Charana Bandhan
Shai Gosai Kuri Charana Vandan
Jaoite Vignana Shabishta Puran
Jahoite Vignana Shabisa Puran
H.I. Gosai Jar Mui Taradas
Shai Gosai Jar Muri Taradas
Tasabar Pararenu Mora Panchagras
Ashavara Palarinu Mara Panchagras
Kader Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanibas
Kadir Charana Shivi Bhakta Shaniva
Janame Janame More Abhilas
Janame Janame More Abhilas
H.I. Gosai Chame Branche Kolamas
Shai Gosai Jame Brahe Koyamas
Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Korila Prakash
Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Korila Prakash
Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavan
Anande Boro Hari Bhaja Vrindavan
Shri Guru Vaishnava Pade Manjai Aman
Shri Guru Vaishnava Pade Majai Aman
Shri Guru Vaishnava Pad Padma Korya
Shri Guru Vaishnava Pad Padma Kuriya
Harinam Sankirtana Kohe Narata Muda
Harinam Sankirtana Kohe Narotamada
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Nitai Gora Haribo, 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 Haribo.
Jai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Nitai Gora Haribo, 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 Haribo.
Jai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol.
Jai Saparikar, Shishi Guru Guranga Gandharvika Giridhari Ju Ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parabhajaka Charyashta Tara Shata Shri Shrimad Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Parabhajaka Charyashta Tara Shata Shri Shrimad Srila Bhakti Rakshira Dev Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai.
Jai.
Jai Bhagavan Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Gaur Kishore Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Satchidananda Bhakti Vinod Thakur Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Srila Jagannath Das Babaji Maharaj Ki Jai. Rupanuga Guru Varga Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunath Shri Jiva Gopal Bhatta Dasha Raghunath Shadgo Swami Prabhu Ki Jai. Premsi Gaur Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Shri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami Prabhu Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ki Jai. Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Bhagavad Ki Jai. Narottam Srinivas Shamananda Prabhu Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Vishwavaranya Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Jai Om Vishnupad Srila Bhakti Nirmalacharya Maharaj Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswati Madhacharya Vrinda Ki Jai. Ganga Devi Ki Jai. Tulasi Maharani Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Ki Jai. Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Go Gopi Govardhan Shamkunda Radhakunda Kalindi Yamuna Ju Ki Jai. Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. All the assembled devotees Ki Jai. Shri Ekadasi Upavas Ki Jai. Dashara Shri Ganga Puja Ki Jai. Dashara means Shri Ganga Puja. Appearance of Shri Ganga Mata Goswamini, disappearance. Srila Baladev Vidyabhushan Prabhu Tirobhav Ki Jai. Shri Ganga Mata Goswamini Avirbhav Ki Jai. All the assembled devotees Ki Jai. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol.
Shri Bhakti Pavan Janardhan Maharaj Ki Jai.